Shalom, family. You know what? I'm sitting here on my balcony, and as I'm looking over my balcony, I'm thinking like, man, where would be the safest place to go in World War III? So, in this video, we're going to be talking about where we think is the safest place to go in World War III, in the midst of World War III, before World War III, really, before they shut down the flights, because things that we've been researching and looking up, just being the nomadic experts that we are, running a digital marketing business and consulting business, been here in Africa for 4 years. What is really going to be the safest place for what we do, for what is to come? So stick around to the end, and we are going to give you the list of what we think the top 5 countries here in Africa, because we believe Africa is the place to be in the midst of World War III. So the first one I believe is South Africa.
Yes. So, number one, South Africa. South Africa should be on your map of one of the countries to go to on Earth that is going to be the safest in World War III. When missiles, nukes, cyber attacks are popping off, guess what? South Africa does not have ties with the West. South Africa is a part of BRICS. South Africa actually has its own systems, its own bank, and the landscape of South Africa, ma'am, sir, is one of the most gorgeous, pristine landscapes that you will find on the entire planet. Not only that, but in the movie 2012, if y'all were paying attention, at the end of the movie, they said a little line. They were like, hey, we have to get to South Africa. And then we were watching a documentary yesterday because we all know that recently there's been some developments with Russia, Ukraine, the US, UK, and everything that's happening. And in the documentary, there was talking about what would happen in World War III, what would be the safest places. Towards the end of this documentary, they said South Africa would be the one country that you want to go to. It can't be North Africa. North Africa is too close to the Mediterranean. West Africa is also a little bit in that danger area. So the further south that you can move on the continent, the safer you are going to be, because this is going to be the last frontier on the planet Earth. Let's get to the next country.
Next country is Lesotho. And Lesotho is a small country inside of South Africa. We chose this because it's a country that doesn't really have military ties and is very high when it comes to altitude. Anytime there's a small country like that, it will kind of be forgotten. And also, it's just in southern Africa. So that's just a bonus where all the elevation that it has, it could benefit you in the long run. As the scripture says, it says, flee to the mountains. So the next country is
Eswatini. Now I know you're like, what is that? Now, Eswatini is in South Africa. It's another country like Lesotho, small country in South Africa. And guess what? These little countries are going to be forgotten, like my husband was just saying. Now, the wonderful thing about this Southern Africa region is, unlike Egypt, unlike Ethiopia, unlike the Sahel region as a whole, that's actually going to be targeted in World War III, because you have this whole entire, like, I wish I could put a map up. You have this whole entire line of nations in the Sahel region, from West Africa all the way to the middle to East Africa, that has all of these US military bases. When you see south of those countries in sub-Saharan Africa, you see, oh, there's not many bases down there at all, if not any bases. Want to be in an African country that's basically the Switzerland of Africa, meaning they are neutral, they don't have no ties, they're going under the radar, nobody's even thinking about them. And I would go as far to say that the Most High is protecting these areas for such a time as this. But that's not all. We have another country.
Mozambique. Mozambique is in South Africa, or I should say East Southern Africa. If you don't know, it's right below Tanzania. And we were in Tanzania for the past 3.5, 4 years. And we wanted to visit Mozambique because it's a beautiful coastland. And we knew 2025 was going to be a year of chaos a year of war. So the Most High told us to just go south. Go south. He told us to go south. So we are here in southeastern Africa. But Mozambique is a place where you can lay low key, because you have to know the colonizer of Mozambique was a Portuguese. So a lot of people don't know about Mozambique, and Mozambique doesn't have a large military base. Of course, they have forces to protect their citizens and the people that's inside the country. But if you are there and you are a foreigner and you speak English, you can have a little bit more of a advantage in the future. So think about that. So our next country is...
Drum roll, please. The last country on our list of the top 5 African countries that you can live in to escape World War III, last but not least, is Botswana. Botswana is a wonderful country with a growing, bustling economy, a country that is also on the list of least corrupt countries in Africa, visa-free for Americans, and happens to be in the Southern Africa region, which for this video means that you will not get nuked in Botswana. You will be safe. It's a territory that is gorgeous, beautiful, stunning landscapes. Woda Maya just did a few wonderful videos on the country, and they actually elected a new president. So you could have your fresh start in Botswana, visa-free for Americans. Get down there quick, because you know them folks, they popping off in Eastern Europe and Western Europe. So shalom, shalom. Subscribe, like, share, and let me know down below which one of these 5 countries you would want to move to as soon as possible. And if you want an extra bonus, you want to know which one of these countries we are in, go ahead and subscribe to Members Only so you can get the full breakdown on the exact African country we chose when we left Tanzania in 2024. Forgot which year. Shalom.
Hey you. Yes, you. Are you tired of the rat race of America? I know it's frustrating keeping up with the inflation that you will never get ahead of. Trust me, I was in the same situation 4 years ago. I was working 2 jobs where they did not appreciate the value that I brought to the company and my dedication. I soon realized that I was searching for stability in a wrong company, country, and currency. I said to myself, I have to figure something out fast, because this is not going to last. I have to figure out how to leverage my work experience and my business mindset. I have to be in an environment where it's going to allow me to be where I want to be. That's spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. My wife and I decided to move our 5-year marketing and consulting company to the continent of Africa, where we will be able to leverage the money that we make and have a lower cost of living. This sounds possible for you. Check out State of the Diaspora, our workshop, our first workshop of 2025, January 12th. So it's going to be loads of fun, loads of information, all the experience that we have in business of marketing and consulting, all the information that we researched and done and went through here on the continent of Africa, and we're going to share it with you so you can live a peaceful life and you won't have to worry about the rat race of America here on the continent and still thrive as we are. So check out State of Diaspora.